Greetings! Just here hanging out in camp on a gray late April day along the lower Deschutes River. And growing along the bank is a very, very common but useful spring seasonal plant, chervil. It's a lovely, lovely culinary herb. There's a high-end version that you'll see in French cuisine and such, but this is the common version, and it grows all over the place, and it works just the same. It has a good sort of pungent smell to it thanks to its volatile oils, and to me it's a sort of a cross between cilantro and basil or parsley, and people often use it to replace basil or anisey sort of tasting herbs, and it's not a bad one to do that with. It's very, very common, and as you can see, there's just a whole huge carpet of it here. And it's also got some medicinal benefits as well. Apparently it is a source of an anticoagulant, which I was reading that you can use it on bruises and it'll make the bruise go away by breaking up the blood clot, which is kind of handy because my big toe got really bruised for some reason. I don't know what happened to it, that toenail. So maybe I'll give it a try. I've never used it for that. I've only ever used it for zhuzhing up my boring trail meals. I don't do the backpacking meals. I just bring my food from home. And so, I don't always have the full complement of every herb and seasoning. The whole spice rack doesn't come with me. Mother Nature provides a spice rack, and this is definitely a handy one to know. It is seasonal, so, take advantage of it when it's around. And when it's not, you can find other things probably, other members of the parsley family, like lomatium. But you also want to be very careful when you're gathering this because it likes to grow in the same place as a poisonous sort of parsley lookalike. Let's try and spot some. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to tell which one is which, but we're looking right at hemlock. Can you tell which it is? It's this one here, and it has sort of pointier leaves on it. The chervil will tend to have really, really itty-bitty rounded lobes on the leaves. They look pointy when you're kind of at a distance, but when you get close enough, you can see that they're more rounded than they are the water hemlock here. And you want to be very, very careful because when these are all young, you can't necessarily tell which is which. Can you tell which is which right here? I really can't. And there's a hemlock right there. And so you're just, I'll just grab a handful of this. Like, no, you want to be definitely sure. Hemlock is going to grow really tall with a long, long stalk. And it has sort of a array of seed heads or flowers on it, like these dead ones here you can sort of see. And that right there and this right here, they grow these big, long, tall stalks. You've probably seen them all over the place. People grab them and throw them at each other. I'm like, don't touch it. It's hemlock. What are you doing? Kids are playing with them like, oh no. But it tends to grow bigger. So you sort of see like there's this low, lighter green chervil, but then there's this bigger hemlock right here that's growing up real fast. And it's everywhere. I mean, there's one there, and one there, and one there, and one here, and then there's all this chervil, and then I think there's another hemlock in there. So it's very, very important not just to know which is the useful one, but which is the poisonous one. But chervil's a good one to know. It's very handy, for people like us who are out on the trail and we want something to taste a little better than, your boring old food. Sometimes the backpacking meals just they don't cut it, they don't have the right flavor, or they're just sort of lacking in something. And so Mother Nature offers up the abundance. Look at it all. There's just tons of it with these handy little yellow flowers for identification. And they smell so pungent. It's a wonderful, wonderful herb. And with the medicinal benefits, there's apparently also some anti-inflammatory aspects, diuretic, it can settle your stomach. Again, I just use it for food. Medicine is cool and all, but and it's handy to know those things. Like if you have a bruise, apparently you can grab a wad of this and rub it on the bruise or make a poultice out of it. I might do that, but I'm more likely just grab it and eat it. Free food is what I'm kind of all about when it comes to these plants. Medicine is nice. Free food is even nicer. You definitely need food more often than you need medicine. So it's very important to know which ones are food and medicine and which ones are not. And chervil's a good one to know. I want to thank you very much for taking a few minutes in camp here to let me show you one of my favorite little seasonal plants, chervil.